Okay, countdown has been given. TheRealZ3ro, Sigmafan, get your predictions in the chat room. Once again, I am Jackamus Wedge, joined by Drumbordis. This is game 3 of 5 today here on GG Speedrun. Smash Sunday, let's go.
Go, go, go.
And I gotta say, Drum, as a commentator, I'm a little tilted already by both of these runners. We've got like the neon green thing on the right for Sigma, and then the atrocious white background with green lettering for TheRealZ3ro on the timers. That's difficult to look at. I hope that is not an ill omen for what we're going to see in this match. But so far, so good. Great firing, great use of the Razor Shield, especially from Sigmafan. Only one piece left there. We got dueling 40s here going into collect power-ups.
I just view it as the TMNT skin for your timer.
Michelangelo's the best turtle. I don't care what anyone says.
That's a weird way to say Donatello, but okay.
Yeah, my girlfriend slash wife, whatever you want to call her, also is a Donatello fan. I don't understand that, but I guess staffs are kind of cool. Anyway, no orb here yet. Both of them getting to work here and collect power-ups with the spreader. Rockets for TheRealZ3ro. Going to use that spreader up before picking them up. Rocket's a great way to finish up the room since they take care of those shrapnels just a little bit faster. Sigma going to need to do a little bit of cleanup. Oh no, one of the shrapnels explodes. That's going to cost her a little bit of time here. Still early though. Rockets into more rockets for TheRealZ3ro. Unfortunately, not a room where you necessarily want to see that. I mean, it makes it easier, but this is, you know, the free room. This is where everyone wants to get their orb if you don't already have one.
Can't complain about having the rockets in general. It clears out all the mooks. You one-shot the shrappies. You just, if you have any left over, it makes the next room also a pretty quick and easy start.
Yeah, absolutely, Drummy. Lets you get rid of that little that little gangbang you get surrounded by at the start there. Lots and lots of rockets for zero. No orb for either here, though, so we're still waiting on the first orb of match number 3 today. And yeah, you can see it right there, those rockets. 2 rockets and about 13 kills between them. Razor Shield early for TheRealZ3ro, and making pretty good use of those rockets is going to keep things going, but we're still looking to see an orb. Sigma just plowing through everything with that invulnerability. I love the aggression.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart play. If you don't have anything else, you can just go ahead and tear a line through everybody at that door, try to push another door opening, and you're also getting an item off the ground, and hopefully you wind up getting an orb. Or a Razor Shield works.
Yeah, Razor Shield definitely preferable to the invulnerability because it lasts until it's done all the damage that it can possibly do. TheRealZ3ro riding rockets here in Total Carnage. Still no orb for either runner, and the moment I say it, TheRealZ3ro is going to pick up the first orb of this match. It was on the wrong side of the room, so a couple seconds lost to get it, but it's still a worthy pickup. Sigmafan had an orb, but unfortunately got tagged by a shrapnel piece. Those are always so difficult to see since they blend in with the color of the arena itself.
There's the
Sigma
orb.
gonna get a replacement orb, but has some work to do to catch up to TheRealZ3ro here. Oh, and there's the unfortunate swirl of shame. You never like to see that, and that's a rarity for Sigma as well. A huge lead for TheRealZ3ro, the entire length of the bonus room ahead, about 25 seconds right now.
Yeah, meanwhile, just you keep the orb, you keep it healthy, and the guys on the wall. Well, I say that, and this is why I shouldn't talk.
Oh yeah, well, tank trouble can still be troublesome even though when you think you're all set up. How many rockets has this been in this game for TheRealZ3ro now? This has to at least be the 12th rocket drop I've seen for them.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet they're thinking, okay, this is good now, but I don't want to see this in Mutoid Man.
Good dancing by Sigma here with that orb, able to keep it healthy, maybe not in the center of the room, but this Razor Shield will do it. That will get rid of the gunner, and this is, I think Sigma's going to gain a decent chunk of time back here. TheRealZ3ro is already going to be into the Mutoid Man room at 4:25, but Sigmafan isn't going to be a half minute behind when this is all said and done.
Now, especially with the rockets to finish clearing up, this should do it right here.
Yeah, really should, you would hope. Rocket's run out. Still a little bit more work to do here for Sigma, but the room is coming to an end. That tank should be the last one that we will see. It's just cleanup duty now for Sigmafan. Don't let that shrapnel explode again. About a 25-second lead, so Sigma gained a little bit of time back there. Clutch invulnerability drop for TheRealZ3ro, and that is 2 arms gone in the blink of an eye.
And
And
manages to
able to
get the
pick
lob.
up the lobber to follow up. Mwah, you just love it.
So Sigma's got the work cut out. I mean, a steady diet of lobbers will do it.
Yeah, steady diet of lobbers keeps you in there, but when you're this far behind, you need spreaders. It's a 3-form difference right now. Grenades and rockets aren't going to do it. Sigma needs a spreader last week. Come on, game. Let's make this thing close. Key is not what we want. Pretty good lobber fire here from Zero is going to move them onto the final form. Huge advantage here. Not going to pick up the weapon refill, so going to need at least one more weapon drop here. There is a lobber. Just Lobber can be tough to land shots on the last form here, but TheRealZ3ro banking it off the wall. Pretty good there. Has a refill if necessary. Ignores it. Hopefully this Lobber will do it. No, not quite. Head pops for Sigmafan. It's not over yet, but now it is in fact over. After that last Lobber drop for TheRealZ3ro, it's going to take the opening match of this one. So 1-0 for TheRealZ3ro here. Maybe not what we were expecting, Sigma being seen as the favorite in this game. But that's why we play 5 games here on Smash Sunday. Still a lot left to happen. No champion can be crowned just yet.
Yeah, there's only so much you're going to be able to do when the game just straight denies you an orb and gives an early one to the other guy. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. You got that much of a lead going into Mutoid. You have the 4 or 5 more looks at items, and they panned out for Zero.
Yeah, and Sigmafan shaking her head there, not at all pleased with either the RNG or the performance or both. But we know Sigmafan's a competitor here. She's not going to let that get to her. She's going to get right back in there, and I think we're going to see a much closer game here in race number 2.
Yeah, and as chat pointed out, that little dance between Mutoid and the bomb to get that lobber from Zero, that is that kind of next level play that does help push you that much further ahead.
Yeah, just a couple untimely deaths, orb losses. I mean, RNG and Mutoid not helping things out on that front, but when you go into the Mutoid man room almost a half minute behind, you know that you didn't necessarily play the game to the best of your ability, and Sigmafan, better than that. I know she'll come back and do better.
And the runners are ready. We just need the countdown.
Okay, Drummy, I gave them a countdown. Are you satisfied now?
Well, as like you said, yes.
Perfect. Get your predictions with channel points in on the chat. Game number 2 underway here. It is a 1-0 lead for TheRealZ3ro over Sigmafan. Who's going to take game number 2? Well, let's watch and find out.
You know, I take it back. Both timers are TMNT based.
Oh, how so?
Well, the right one looks like Michelangelo, doesn't it?
White isn't orange. What are you talking about?
I said the right one.
Oh. Okay. I forgive you, Drummy. Anyway.
Hey, it's the first time for
Oh yeah,
everything.
look at that. The first room's over already. How did that happen? Were we watching the game? I don't know. I wasn't watching the game. 41-41, pretty much even. Collect power-ups. Let's go.
I was looking at the timers, personally.
They are very distracting, Drumboardist. You are correct.
Ooh, but
First drop orb for Sigmafan. She is in business.
And a shield for 0. Oh, nope, there's the orb. Okay, well, now
No
we
RNG
game.
favoritism here. Took a couple drops, but it's an orb for 0, and as an equalizer, just some rockets on top of that little cherry cheesecake.
And it tried to give grenades, but they weren't on the feet, so no thank you, sir, I will pass.
And yeah, 122, we're dead even going into Eat My Shrapnel. I'm hungry, Drummy. Can you cook me some shrapnel?
I can, but it'll cost you an arm and a leg. Ha ha!
Ah, I see what you did there. Eat My Shrapnel! Room on a timer effectively. 18 shrapnel dudes. Gotta kill them all to exit the room. There's some swarmers too, but they're usually not the issue. Don't ever let more than 3 shrapnel dudes be on the screen at once, or the spawn rate slows down and you lose time.
That's the room.
That is indeed the room.
Ooh, and a
And
fully stocked spreader going into total carnage with the orb. That's nice.
Sigmafan spreader pretty much a full clip as well, so pretty easy to get established in the middle. Those grenades in the middle, just there to just make Sigma have to work just a little bit more to control the middle, but thankfully they were on the upper part of that little box in the middle. The way that the gun is positioned on the player, you usually want to be on the lower part of that box to control all 4 doors anyway. Rockets and Razor Shield for TheRealZ3ro. Vitamin R in full effect, and a dude just for good times.
Meanwhile, sneakers. That's exactly what Sigma needed.
Hey, don't underestimate the power to move around the room, especially in some of these more chaotic rooms. This room and the next one coming up are definitely ones where an increased move speed can let you get away with some absolute wizardry there. About a 3-minute versus a 3:05. Pretty close here. All going to come down to Mutoid is what it looks like, but we've seen some trouble with tanks between both of these runners last go around. Let's see what happens there as we have an opportunity for Drummy. Take us away.
Oh, Taco Bell, product placement with Taco Bell. I remembered it.
Yo quiero chalupa and taco flavored kisses. TheRealZ3ro is going to elect to just focus on the swarmers. I'm usually told that that's a bad idea, but I stand by it. I approve of this play. Wait for the rockets to take care of the gunners. See, you get rewarded whenever you do it. That's all you have to do, Brysolf. Anyway, gunners are gone for Sigma as well, and it's going to come down to who gets more rockets and who gets more not rockets.
It even put the rockets right next to 0. I mean, come on. Ooh,
That's
but
all you
losing
have to do. I tell you, sometimes the game rewards you for good play. There's a reason why RNG favors the favorites.
Interesting. I would have gone for the rockets faster, but because it was nearing the end of the room. But yeah, okay.
Never hurts to have a weapon to start the boss fight there. No orb for TheRealZ3ro, so won't have a ball buster opportunity. But that's not the biggest deal in the world. First drop rockets for Sigma, so we both got some weapons. Sigma has an orb, slight advantage. Lobber for 0. Lobber for Sigma as well, in a bad spot. Sigma does land the ball buster at least, so being unable to get that drop, still able to get some damage. TheRealZ3ro takes a laser to the face, and we're pretty much even here. Sigma playing with rockets is going to pick up a spreader, going to have to manual this. Lobber for TheRealZ3ro, definitely the easier of the 2 weapons to use, but great manual from Sigma is going to pop that second arm. An opportunity for a spreader. Will she make it? She does. Sigma firmly in the driver's seat now here in game number 2. Is able to pop the chest. Tries to get a little more, but does get clipped on the side. It's about a 1-form lead for Sigmafan right now, Drum.
And I was going to say, I would not have picked up the sneakers in that particular situation when you're trying to do a manual because you move that much further. It's very easy to accidentally run into the treads, as we saw.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the one room where you probably don't want the foot. It can just make it all that more difficult to accidentally one into Mutoid when you're trying to be gutsy and manual. Sigma on the final form, going to get to work with some spreader here. This may not quite be enough, but there is a refill. Ooh, Sigma nearly got run over as final form for TheRealZ3ro, but takes a laser to the face. Sigma can lock this away and tie this up. No, the clip runs out. Oh, she does get the lobber, though. That will do it. And we're going to be equalized at one game apiece.
I take it back. The only reason she was able to make it over to get those lobbers in time was because she still had sneakers. So I
Yeah,
apologize.
imagine that. The moment that we say that it's not necessarily a drop that you want in this room, it comes in clutch. Probably wasn't necessary as TheRealZ3ro is still going ahead there, but if the game decided to put 3 keys in a row, that could have been all she wrote. The sneaker may be saving the day as we are equaled up here, 1 game to 1.
I'd like to apologize to you, sneakers. I was unfamiliar with your game.
Drummy, I think GG Speedruns needs to get some royalty payments out from Adidas because I think we spent more time talking about sneakers than we did about Smash TV in the previous race. Dino, you should get on that. They owe you some advertisement dollars.
And if you can't get Adidas, Puma's okay.
I thought it was a warthog.
Does that Warthog have an RPG on it?
No, but it has a chain gun.
Yeah, I guess I'll take the chain gun.
Yeah, chain gun's a pretty good weapon. I mean, I prefer plasma gun myself, but, you take what you can get.
And they don't let you have any of those when you're in the Smash TV arena. And that's such a shame.
They do let you have a rocket launcher, though,
Yeah, but
and you can't blow yourself up with it.
you don't have the Warthog. I would like to just be doing donuts in the middle of the room, please.
Now I want some donuts. Drummy, you should go to Timmy's for us. Grab me a coffee, too, while you're at her.
You don't want me to go somewhere good? I know what I said.
I'd like to apologize to everyone. I absolutely know my microphone is on right now.
All right, and we're off. Let's go. Everybody's stepping in. We're in Arena 1. I don't know where Jack is, but okay.
I'm right here with you, Drummy, as we get underway for some more Smash TV action, both playing with the Razor Shield, as is tradition here. TheRealZ3ro controlling the middle, Sigmafan also controlling the middle. Got a couple of nice little downward movement from both to just clip everything coming out of that bottom door. Sigma, just a little bit of bad luck with the movement on the Swarmers there at the end. A little bit of a messier cleanup. It's going to be a 40 versus about a 43. So early advantage for Zero here in game number 3, but that means nothing until we start to see who the drops are favoring, if anyone. Hopefully neither. We love to see our close races. Grenades versus grenades for both, even though there was an invuln before that. More grenades for Zero. Zero just grabbing everything in sight. Wants to force that early orb and gets rewarded. There it is, Drummy.
But see, that patience rewarded Sigma. So what's the argument now?
Patience works. Aggression works.
I'm beginning to think it's random.
Random? Are you crazy? Randomness in my Smash TV? I disagree.
Well, then we'll have to agree to disagree.
I can agree with that. All right. Oh no, a blunder from Sigma. Orb goes away. 4 Shrappies on screen. She's rewarded for her mistake with a replacement orb. Bailed out, one might say. But there were 4 Shrappies on the screen there, so a slight time loss for Sigmafan.
We'll just argue that it was manipulating the RNG to get a new orb.
We could go with that. Very good destruction of the Razor Shield from the TheRealZ3ro. Going to be out at a 206. Oh, and look at this. Both are going to walk into Total Carnage with an orb and a full clip of rockets. Oh, I'm drooling, Drummy.
But I haven't gotten to get the donuts yet.
Well, I'd say you should get on that, but we can't miss all this exciting action right now, can we? Rocket's gone for both, but both comfortably controlling the center. Sigma getting pushed out just a little bit, but she works her way back in.
It actually kind of worked to her favor because by getting pushed back, it allowed the guys to spread out further and gave her a couple of clean lines to move back to the center. So it worked out.
Yeah, and the thing is, you play this game enough, and you can kind of get a feel for the way that the swarmers are going to move around the arena if they're there for longer than getting killed at the door they come out of. So maybe a bit of the experience advantage showing for Sigma there, just knowing how the swarmers are going to move, and Sigma gained a few seconds back there. We're pretty much dead even going into the bonus room.
And what is the theme song of this bonus room?
The theme song of the bonus room is we're apparently not allowed to do this more than once per match, but we're gonna break the rules because me and Drummy are rebels. Taco Bell, product placement with Taco Bell.
I like the Baja stuff.
First
And
drop rockets for Zero, that is the dream. First drop nuke for Sigma is not bad either. Nuke's always welcome in tank trouble if you're not riding rockets. The spawn rate in this room is so high, you'd almost be a fool to not grab a nuke immediately as it shows up. There are situations where you wouldn't, but it's real good.
meanwhile, just holding the middle from both of them, keeping the orbs healthy, shooting down tanks, and open for a rush.
Great little dance by Sigma through the bullets and through the swarmers, keeps that orb healthy. TheRealZ3ro, even with the rockets, picks up the nuke there. Great decision just because the middle was starting to get a little cluttered here. A little bit of cleanup here for Zero. Don't let the Shrappy explode. Cleanup time for Sigma. So Zero into Mutoid at a 424, and Sigma going to be about a 429. Had to take a little bit of stroll to get to the door, but it's still anyone's game.
Yeah, we're only talking like a one, maybe two drop difference between the two of them. And grenades
Oh,
is
depending on the drop, it's not even that. Well, first drop, spreader for Sigma, taking the death. Mutoid not going to be a gentleman and move off of it, unfortunately, though. Risky play from Sigma, but like I said earlier in game number one, I love Sigma's aggressive play. And look at this, going to get rewarded with a spreader, not in a good spot, but should at least get one of the arms off with the invuln here, and maybe more with a good manual. Second arm pops for both, so we're pretty much dead even here. Sigma going to work with some grenades, solid little DPS. TheRealZ3ro pounding in those lobbers and hitting that sweet spot pretty good, I must say. Chest pop for both. We've got a... Oh my, this is a close one, Drummy. This is a close one here. We're tied up at one game apiece in a crucial game 3 and no distinct advantage. Will Sigma get that spreader? Yes, she does.
well, that would be the distinct advantage we were looking. And a shield. Come on, yeah. How much transfer damage happened to the last form?
A gift spreader for Sigma might seal it, Drummy. These grenades could do it, and they do. Sigma is going to take game number 3 of what has been I think this has been the closest of our 3 matches so far today. And we've had some real good ones. We've seen a lot of good players. It's Smash Sunday. We've got 2 more matches after this one, which hasn't even been decided yet. Wow. What a great day. What a day. What a lovely day.
Is it? I mostly stay indoors. I'll take your word for it, though.
Actually, it's kind of crappy here. It's snowing a little bit outside. It's not the greatest, but it doesn't get outside. Who cares about that? We are here to smash TVs and win prizes. We don't need no stinking outdoors. 2-1 Sigmafan. Let's get ready for game number 4.
Yes, indeed. I love how everybody just casually drops rando times in the tournament. They've pretty much all been lower than my PB.
Well, Drummy, it's just because you haven't been entering the tournaments. Your PB once a year in the tournament. That's your thing. You gotta start doing it again.
I know, but I've been playing a crappy tower defense game, and that's my argument.
Yeah, but you should play a good tower defense game. Like Super Smash TV, where you are the tower.
I somehow knew that's exactly what you were going to say.
We know each other too well, Drummy. Ah, man, you're such a great guy. We got to hang out again in person sometime soon.
You gotta teach me how to, beat Mike Tyson's punch out without looking at the TV.
Deal. You buy the beer, and I'll provide the knowledge.
Okay, I'm fully down with this. I'm buying plane tickets. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. You heard it here, folks. Drumboard is going to be the newest member to join the blindfolded NTPO crew. But more important things happening. Game number 4 underway once I count them down.
Stevie.
Buscemi?
Is that how you say it?
I think so.
I wonder what he thinks about the color of these two timers.
Well, one thing's for sure. He's definitely not giving either of them a tip.
No, that was just in one movie. We don't know if that's his personal preference or not. Although it's safe to assume that's Tarantino's opinion.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like Steve Buscemi, I mean, he's like a method actor. It's like that's him. That's totally him. It has to be.
But he was also a firefighter, so he understands the plight of the normal man.
That is true. Dude is actually a legitimate good human being, which is not something I can say about a lot of Hollywood peeps there. Go follow Steve Buscemi on Steve Buscemi things. Hey, collect power-ups. Here we go. First drops coming in. Invuln for Sigma, rockets for Zero. Rockets for Sigma. Orb for Zero. Aw, spreader for Sigma.
I was going to say, is being a good person going to reward you with rockets and an orb? Clearly, I guess.
Well, you make it sound like Sigma's not a good person because she doesn't have an orb, and I would vehemently disagree with that
Well,
statement.
that's not where I was going with that particular statement, but I can understand how you would take it that way. I apologize. That's not what I was saying about Sigma.
You didn't realize your microphone was on.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, eat my shrapnel. Sigma's still looking for that orb, and she is rightfully going to continue grabbing everything in sight. That's been her MO. She has been the most aggressive player we've seen out of our 6 racers so far here on Smash Sunday. And I love it. I love aggressive play in this game. Even if maybe it doesn't get rewarded, it's just so satisfying to watch.
I mean, the numbers do kind of bear out a little bit of weight. If you're forcing your drops to happen 1 to 2 seconds faster, you're looking at 5, 6 drops more in a room. If you don't have an orb and you kind of need to keep pushing to try and get that thing to make up time, it bears out.
Yeah, absolutely. Sigma just unfortunately not getting rewarded so far, but Vitamin R in full effect here. Rockets and Razors, and there's the orb finally for Sigmafan, and in a great position to hold everything down here. Razor Shield and orb for both here, so basically both in complete control of this room here. Not really going to be much in terms of lead changes or anything like that unless something crazy happens. Commentators curse. Nah, we don't want that. We want good play. These rockets should finish it up for Sigma, so she ain't going to be too far behind. A sizzling 256 for Zero into the bonus room, and Sigma going to be right behind with a 301. About a 5-second difference despite the late orb for Sigma.
Yeah, but there are rockets firmly chambered on Zero's side, so that will definitely speed up our unfortunate trouble with tanks.
Yeah, always beautiful to walk in with bonus rockets at the start. Those gunners not going to be an issue for Zero at all. Maybe overfired the one on the left just a little bit, but that's not necessarily a time penalty or anything. It's just those rockets could have been better served somewhere else. Sigma going to work just with the orb here. Takes out one gunner and hold down the middle. Basically the standard strategy. Invuln, not a bad drop in this room with so much going on. Great movement by Sigma. She's predicting the path of the orb and just barely missing the Swarmers by a few pixels on the way that it swings around. If only she could have the rockets to compete with Zero. Her movement has been immaculate in this room.
The getting sniped through the razor shield certainly didn't help Zero, but I mean the rockets' red glare definitely helped upkeep.
Well, will there be bombs bursting in air? And yes, there will be, with a first drop lobber for TheRealZ3ro here. Oh,
Ooh.
and a spreader opportunity for Zero. Definitely going to get the weapon. Mutoid in a bad spot, so not going to have a gigantic amount of invulnerability, but should at least get one arm out of it. Sigma lands the ball buster while ricocheting the lobbers. So going to try to hold pace here. A form and change behind is Sigma due to inferior drops. Chest pops for Zero. Spreader opportunity for Sigma. It's a long run. She gets it, but a spreader for Zero as well. Sigma gonna have to manual. Zero pulling back a bit, but on the final form now. Only 2 arms down for Sigma. Huge chance for Zero to equalize this. Zero can eventually get those grenades. Is it going to be enough to finish Mutoid? There's a refill getting pushed down, but able to get the refill. Chest pops for Sigma. Zero gets run over. There's a lobber, though. New weapon to go. Zero just going to ricochet. And yes, that's going to do it. TheRealZ3ro with a sizzling 539 is going to take game number 4. No,
That is
37, even faster. Unreal.
that is a
Fantastic time.
that is a PB for TheRealZ3ro, beating his previous of 5 minutes and 50 seconds. So there you
And
go.
look at him in face cam, all smiles. Big PB at the best possible time. Congratulations, Zero. Staving off elimination in this game. We've got our first game 5 of today's Smash Sunday. Chat, who do you got? Zero, Sigma, one of them will take home all the glory. The other will lose.
How about I take the loss and we let them keep going?
Dude, I'm game for that. Let's do it.
Oh, I stand corrected. 5:30. Well, duly noted. I was just going by the leaderboard.
According to Zero, there is a 5:27 pending approval, so not a PB, but as far as a race goes, oh, that's a sizzling time. If you get anything under 5:40 in a race and you lose, like, go buy a lottery ticket, because it just should not happen. Like, wow, what a great time.
Well, folks, game 5. Here we go. First one of the day. Who you got? Get in your votes.
Well, it's gonna be an exciter decider. Yes. I could actually go for a cider for this decider right now, but alas, that is not in the fridge. Anyway, Zero, 2 wins. Sigma, 2 wins. Next game, winner take all. They're ready to go. I'm going to give them the countdown here on Smash Sunday.
He's positively beside herself.
Countdown has been given. Our contestants are prepared and armed. They are being sent through the Smash TV studios for a chance to win fabulous prizes.
You know,
And shoot criminals and stuff.
I did just put that together. We are looking at Zero versus Sigma, aren't we?
Yeah, numerals versus the Greek alphabet. Who's going to come out on top? Which is the superior method of notation? We are about to find out.
Which is the superior Mega Man X character?
Oh man. See, while I do have a horse in that race, I'd rather let this race decide the outcome.
I would like
Great firing from Zero and a fantastic nuke from Sigma.
to say wonderful timing on the nuke to clear the room.
Yeah, absolutely. You love seeing a third drop nuke in the opening room. You can look at your score and have a good idea of when to time it. 52,000 is the magic number of points. That's the minimum amount on 104 kills in the first room. Yeah, you kill 104 guys in under 20 seconds in this game. Yeah, that's how violent this is. No orb yet for either player. Zero gonna grab the nuke. Not a bad play with a shrapnel on screen. Gets rewarded with some Jordans, but Sigma has a razor shield.
Not really much to add. Oh, well, okay. I was going to say no orbs, and there's the orb for Sigma.
Yeah, last drop orb for Sigma. So both about a 1 second advantage and the orb advantage. Zero desperately needs an orb somewhere here in Eat My Shrapnel. Still, you got a good 30 seconds or so in this room to get one. That swirl is still active for Zero and causing all sorts of trouble, and there is a death walking into the shrapnel. 4 on screen. Oof, this is a time loss for Zero here, on top of not having the orb. Disaster.
Oh, nope, there's the replacement, so we're good.
Well, not the replacement. That was the first orb. But definitely Sigma's lead is going to grow a little bit here. That's the last shrapnel, but one of them exploded, so the clock ticking just a little bit more. It's about a 9-second lead for Sigmafan going into total carnage.
And shoes, that'll surely help speed up the room. And a key!
Those drops are lit, in the sense that I want to set them on fire and never see them again. Both of them controlling the room very well with just the orb, which is good because these drops have been pretty bad.
Well, there's a spreader, that can help a little bit. It's not ideal.
Yeah, Spreader's not a bad drop, but the way that the doors work, if you're keeping on top of them, the ancillary fire from the Spreader is usually just pinging off the walls on either side, unless you're really just running at the door with the Spreader to take advantage of the extra shots coming out. Sigmafans comfortably ahead here. Trying to time the nuke at the end of the room was Zero, but about 7 swarmers left there. It's about an 11-second lead for Sigmafan here in game number 5.
And we're only looking at orbs. Just going to be what's that first drop in tank trouble.
Well, we're about to find out. Sigmafan's first drop, rockets. The God drop. Ooh, Sigma nearly got tagged by the cannon fire, but just able to dodge it, take care of the gunners. Sigma now pretty much in control of the room. First drop, not so nice to TheRealZ3ro here, but still, Sigma just working away with Orb and Pea Shooter right now. There's some rockets for Zero, gunners gone, room under control. Smart bomb, yeah, I think it's a good time to take that. Settle things down a bit here. Can't look to try to get a PB every time you play. Sometimes the safest plays are the good ones in a race. Sigma going to be into Mutoid with a 419. So Zero going to be behind the 8 ball a bit here going into the end. Those rockets should finish up tank trouble here for them, though. Oh, and look at that straggler just walking up into the corner, just to cause Zero a few extra seconds of time loss. Great ball buster from Sigma in full stride on the way to pick up the replacement weapon. Unfortunately, that weapon is a rocket, but fortunately, a presumably accidental death from Sigma, just based on the timing of it all, leads into a golden spreader opportunity. We might see a double glitchtoid. No, not quite. Just missed the damage to pop the chest there. So 2 arms gone, and now chest for Sigma. 2 arms gone for Zero, and a big spreader opportunity here. Zero's gonna get it. Spreader for Sigma, though. Oh my lord. She's gonna get it. She's gonna get it.
Yeah, sure. Just absolutely come all the way down to the wire. Why not? Why
Final
not take
form
this?
for both. Oh my, this is anyone's game. This is too close to call. Who's gonna get it? Sigma is going to get it! Oh my! Sigma with a 539 is gonna take game number 5. Zero just misses out. Wow!
We got blocked on the grenades by Mutoid because he's a jerk.
Yeah, this one came down to the wire. The Hollywood scriptwriters could not have scripted a closer match than this. This was insane, Drummy, but it's gonna be Sigmafan who hangs on and wins this one 3-2. Unreal.
A fantastic run by both of them.
Don't go anywhere, you people that are watching on Twitch. This is Smash Sunday. We've watched 3 of some of the best Smash TV match races I've ever seen. We've still got 2 more. We've got 2 more. I don't know if my body can take any more of this, but I'm staying around for it, and you should too. We're going to go to a break, and we'll be back with match number 4 of Smash Sunday here on GG Speedrun. Once again, I am Jackamus Wedge, joined by Drumboardist. Do not touch that F5 browser thingy. Don't just stay here. Just watch it. Don't go anywhere.